Good day everyone, I'm Janeline D. Villarmente, and for today we will talk about corporation as a form of business. So what is corporation? Corporation is a legal entity that is separate and distinct from its owners. Under law, corporations possess many of the same rights and responsibilities as individuals. They can enter contracts, loan and borrow money, sue and be sued, hire employees, own assets, and pay taxes. So, who managed or run a corporation? A corporation is managed and run by its directors and officers. The directors are appointed by the shareholders and are responsible for the overall management and corporate governance of the corporation. The directors appoint the officers who are responsible for the day-to-day management and operations of the corporation. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of corporation? So, let's talk about the advantages first. So, first is separate legal entity. Independent from its owners and considered legal entity that may conduct business, own properties, enter into binding contracts, borrow money, sue and be sued, and pay taxes. Then the next one is unlimited life. And we all know that stockholders, shareholders, or members are the owners of a corporation, and it is managed by a board of directors. Their death or inability to perform their duties does not affect the continuity of this legal entity. Only changes in the company's charter will enable it to either be extended or liquidated. The next one is limited liability. Company owners are only liable for the amount they invested. Creditors and lenders have no claim to the owners' personal assets for payments owed by the shareholders. The next one is easy transfer of ownership shares. Publicly held corporations do not require approval from other stockholders to sell the stocks or shares of individual owners. Stocks or shares can be easily traded in the market regardless of their volume. Next is competent management. Investors may not directly handle day-to-day business operations. They vote for the board of directors who eventually hire a professional management team. The next one is source of capital. Corporations can source funds from selling stocks and issuing bonds. So those are the advantages of corporations. So let's go to the disadvantages. So first one is incorporation costs. It is costlier to go through the process of incorporation than to form a sole proprietorship or partnership. Then the next one is double taxation. Two taxes are remitted from the corporate earnings and from payments of dividends to shareholders. Next one is documentation. Aside from incorporation documents, companies must file annual reports and tax returns, as well as maintain accounting records, licenses, and other important documents. So those are the advantages and disadvantages of corporation. So what are the three main types of business corporations? The first one is C corporation. It is the most common form of incorporation among businesses and contains almost all of the attributes of a corporation. Owners receive profits and are taxed at the individual level, while the corporation itself is taxed as a business entity. So that is C corporation. The next one is S corporation. It is created in the same way as a C corporation, but is different in owner limitation and tax purposes. An S corporation consists of up to 100 shareholders and is not taxed as separate. Instead, the profits or losses are shouldered by the shareholders on their personal income tax returns. So that is S corporation. The next one is the non-profit corporation, commonly used by charitable, educational, and religious organizations to operate without generating profits. A non-profit is exempt from taxation. Any contributions, donations, or revenue received are retained in that entity to spend on operations, expansions, or future plans. So those are the three types of corporation. The first one is C corporation, S corporation, and the non-profit corporation. So that's the end of the discussion. So let me give you a short quote coming from Teresa Collins. A successful business requires one simple thing, and that is passion. So that would be all. Thank you.